If you like making your own ephemera for your cards, tags, folders, and junk journals, this tutorial's for you. Take a look at the folder that I already made. I got it ready ahead of time. Came out so cute. Designed and made on Canva. And it's got this tie around the front. It's got the flap, some rivets, some embellishments, and see that inside print of the envelope? You can see it right through the window here. Turned out so cute. Now these little butterflies it's on here, those were extra elements from Canva that I pulled over and put onto the picture. So many things you can do in Canva. I'm just learning something every time I use it. So this is the envelope that I made. Leftover cardstock that I had, I made a couple of tags. And I incorporated some of the butterflies here. Got a little bit of bling here that I added on. And there's the daisies. Same on this one here. Put a couple embellishments on this one. A cute little tag. So when you put this in your junk journal, you can leave it free to put the tag down it through the top, or leave it open on the side and have the tag stick out either way, or both ways. Then when you open this up and put something inside, you'll see it through the window. Little string hanging out. Isn't that adorable? All right, let's make some up for your own here. Let me go ahead and close this up. Put these little tags to the side. One of the things I really enjoy making are file folders, and especially file folders with windows in it. Today, we are going to be making a file folder with a window using a software called Canva. There's a free version that you can use. I'll be sharing a link with you so you can have access to this file that I've created called a frame. A frame in Canva is a design tool that enables you to use your own pictures, your own designs, and place it inside a blank canvas or a blank template for you to create anything you want. So the frame I'm providing you today is a file folder with a window, and it can be sized to anything on a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. This can be downloaded to a PDF, and you can print it and cut this out and use this ephemera in your projects. And I've made a couple of these. They've come out really cute, and I'm excited to teach you how to do this today. The share link, and that will take you over to my Canva page that I can share with you, and you can use this frame. You can save this to your own folder and reference it later, and you can put any design in here that you want. You can upload files and use your own pictures, or you can use the free Canva pictures and elements that they have. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be using the Canva's free pictures and graphics to fill up this frame and make our folder today. So you'll see on this page, this is called a frame, where you have this blue and green sky and scenery background in Canva, and allows you to put anything inside of this. And we're going to be putting some graphics and some images inside of this to be our outside of our folder, and we're going to be putting another graphic on, and we can print this on the flip side of this piece of cardstock, and it will show up through your window as the inside of your folder. So what you need to do on Canva, over here you click Elements, and in this Element tab you have all these graphics and photos and stickers and things that you can put on your design sheet here to play with. And a lot of these will go into this frame. You scroll on down in this Element section, you'll see a section that's called Frames. And there's quite a few frames in here, and a lot of these are very basic: squares, rectangles, triangles, and a few flowers and things like this. But if you have design and graphic that you want that's very specific, there would be a number or a letter, your name, you can make this and put it in Canva and have your own graphic placed inside of it. So it's really fun and cool to make. So this is a very specific frame that I made because it's a file folder with a window. Canva did not have this particular frame available, so I went ahead and made one. This is what I'm sharing with you. Go back over here to get out of frames and look and see at our elements here. So I'm going to type in spring flowers, and anything with a crown that says pro on here, you have to be a pro member to be able to use this particular element. And so most of these do have crowns on them, but if you go ahead and register for a free 30-day trial, you'll have access to all of these elements for 30 days to try it out. So it's really cool and fun to use. So I had done that and I enjoyed it so much that I went ahead and joined up. Like this one here with a crown, if I just place it over, see how that fills your frame? But it also tells you this is a Canva Pro design because it has these lines in here, so you're not allowed to use it in the free version. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I had found one here in the free section. I have it saved down here in this next sheet, so I'm just going to grab it up and place it inside the frame. There we go. So I have some daisies here, very spring looking. I think this is very pretty. Now you can tell that my background here I had turned to gray, because I wanted to see my design very well. When it first comes up, when you're on your own, it will come back as white. And it's easier sometimes to put a background on here. That way you can see exactly what's going on. And that's easy to do. So you can just go up here. So when you first get it, it'll probably look white. And but I'm going to put it on this light gray color because when it prints in the printer, I don't want to waste a lot of ink. And I don't mind as a slight color gray. This template's already made. So this is ready to print. But I want a picture on the back side of this because when we fold this folder, the back side of this portion here is going to show through this window. I'm going to put another print on the other side and correlates with this, but it's not too busy. I'll go over to elements again, type up here, I'm going to put yellow stripes. And we'll go down through these graphics and we'll find one, and here's one here that is yellow stripes, yellow and orange stripes. And I think that complements this frame very well. So now that we have our frame and the back side of our folder here, I'm ready to be printed. So what you need to do is go up here to share. Okay, once you got your designs ready, when you have this all ready, come up here to share. Come over here to download. Click PDF standard or PDF print. I'm going to hit the standard one for today. And I have two pages here. I have our folder design and our background design. That looks good. So go over here and I like to flatten this. All right, when you have this all picked out, hit the download button. This downloads to your computer. Go ahead and find your file and go to your print button. I'm going to go ahead and click open here so you can see I have my folder here and my background. I'm going over here to the print button. I'm going to choose my printer. And then I'm going to scroll down here to more settings. And I'm going to click 100% because I want it to fill the page up. And then I'm going to click print. All right, I just wanted to share this with you. This is what it would look like if you happen to upload it in your design space on your Cricut software. So this makes it very easy to cut. You do have to print your background ahead of time on the back of your cardstock and then go ahead and get this ready for the print and cut. So you can, what I like about the Cricut is you can size this envelope any size that you want. And you can put your score lines on here also instead of putting them on manually. Put score lines on here. It's pretty easy. What you need to do is go over here and get a square. And I'm going to put that square in that little box there. Put it down here on this corner. And let me go ahead and unlock this here. And then bring this box over to this corner over here. And then just bring it up till the top. So this does the score line from here, here, and here, these three score lines. And I'm going to change this operation to score. So that will take care of that for me. I still have a score line right here across the flap. So I'm going to go over here to shapes. This time I'm just going to grab the line. Let's go ahead and rotate that 90 degrees. And hook it right onto this and over to this edge there, a little bigger here. So now that you see it, you can see the score line going down this little flap here, across the bottom flap and down the middle. and then there's a score line going across for the front flap. And so it's very important that you attach this to your project. So I'm going to go ahead and select it all and hit attach. That way it scores it in the correct position. All right, let's get this back down here. Okay. Now where it says here about the resolution of the picture, don't worry about this. This was saved from Canva at a nice high quality. So I'm not worried about this not printing nicely at all. You do just have to worry about if this will fit on your print and cut. So if you should resize this to make it bigger, once you go outside the bounds of your print and cut function, it will tell you with a little warning sign here with this red exclamation that it won't fit. You can auto size it and it will go ahead and fit it to what will fit on your print and cut. Or you can just resize this smaller and maybe make 2 smaller ones. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and make this a little smaller. I'm just going to kind of measure here. So these are inches. 1, 2, 3. Just a little over 3 inches this way. And 1, 2, and just a little over 2 inches across the top. So this is a nice little size for a folder. And let's go ahead and make 2 of those and hit the make button and see if these will both fit. Yes, they both fit on our print and cut page. Our background design is on the back of this sheet here that we're going to go on our print and cut. So make sure you have that printed out ahead of time and face that down on your mat. And then your 2 folders will print on the top side and cut out for you. It'll cut this hole out, this window out, and do all your score lines for you. All right, once you're ready to cut these, just hit the continue button here at the bottom. Send it to your printer. When you send it to your printer, make sure the correct printer is selected. And I always add bleed on these, choosing medium cardstock. It happens to work well for my machine, and I will leave that on default here. And I'll be loading up the score wheel. When the scoring is finished, it will ask me to put the fine point blade in. Okay, let's get this made. Let me show you what I got printed off. This is the one that we designed together. This is the folder. Printed this off, used a PDF file. Ran this through the printer, turned it over, and printed the stripe on the back side. So this will be the inside of the envelope. And also, I cut the 2 envelopes on the Cricut machine. And if you raise this cardboard up, you'll see what the inside is going to look like here. Let me go ahead and pull that off here. And I can save this and make some tags out of the rest of that paper. And the best way to unload your Cricut mat is turn it upside down and bend your Cricut mat. That way your paper stays straight. There we go. And just pop out these windows that were already cut. Nice cute size. And these were already scored on the Cricut too. You can't see it there in the camera probably, but you can see a score line going around the folder here and around the flap. And this is what the inside will look like here. I just love this print. This is one of the free images on Canva. And it is rock band concert tickets. I thought that was really cool. And you can just put that in your junk journal. You can put some concert tickets in there. That way to preserve them. All right, so this one we're going to cut out by hand. I'm going to go ahead and get this out and get my cutting mat here. And I'm going to use some straight edges on some of this, and then some of it I'm just going to use the X-Acto knife on. So I'm just going to put the straight edge of my ruler right up against the side of my folder here. And so we got the back side we can use for some embellishments. And I'm not going to go down to the curved portions. I'm just going to do the straight sides, and I'm just going to save the curves. All right. Another little piece we can use for something. So the window's all cut out. Looks like there's a little bit left there, so I'm just going to Go ahead and trim some of that extra off. I'm just going to get my scissors and go around and do the rest of this. Alright, this is a 1.5" hole punch. Let's see. Yes, that will work fine. And I'm just going to line it up with, punch that out. That made that nice and easy. Got one last corner to do here. Okay, let's clean up some of this extra paper. Here's what our inside of our folder is going to look like. Here's our outside scoreboard. This makes for quick and easy work. If not, you can use like a blunt side of a paintbrush and a straight edge and kind of go through with your ruler and make your score line. Okay, score lines are all done. Turned over, you can see them a little bit better. Score line here, one down the middle, and then the top flap. What do next is cut out the piece of plastic that goes in this window here. Source the clear plastic from just about anywhere. I ended up finding mine from some clear scrapbook pages that I found at our local thrift shop. And I just cut it down to whatever sizes we need. But you can use plastic from food wrappers, Ziploc baggies, packaging. A lot of different places that you can source some clear film. Alright, this is what I got from the scrapbook. You can see like the edge right there. And what I'm going to measure what size we're going to need. And get the ruler here. And we don't want the plastic to come past our fold lines, but we want enough for the glue to grab. So it looks like that's 3 inches here, 3 1/4. So I think 3 1/4 inches this direction and 3 1/4 the other. So we'll do 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Here's the strip that I used for the folder I did earlier. Trim off 3 1/4. Okay, so I got 2 sheets right there. We're only going to need one. Glue, but I prefer to use double-sided tape to adhere these down. Go ahead and do it on the back side of this cardboard here. And just bend it partial way. And do this with all 4 sides. This way you can reposition things a little better if it's not stuck on there all the way around. And then once you get where you want, you can pull these little tabs out that's sticking out. Alright, here's my window. And I'm just going to kind of center it and just kind of push down the areas of the tape that's already exposed. Then you go ahead and pull the rest of that out. And it goes down nice and flat. Just like that. Look how nicely that turned out. Nice window on your envelope now. Now we're at the point where we're going to put any embellishments on. It's the best time to do it now before we bend it in case we need to make any holes or cuts in this at all. Alright, I'm going to work on these little leftover strips of the background paper flowers and work on these for the tags. I have some Ranger Distressed Oxide Mowed Lawn. Just going to color the back of these, just kind of touch them up just a little bit. And that matches the green on our folder pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and die cut out some flowers. This is the die I'm going to use to cut the flowers out. I bought this little die set on Temu, and this is the first time using it. I always cut out a picture of what it's supposed to look like, so I know what I'm going for here. So it's a layered flower with an embellishment in the middle. So I'm just going to cut a few of these out and put them together. Alright, here comes the fun part, putting it all together. So I went ahead and cut out a bunch of elements and gathered a bunch of pre-made elements, put it around on my workspace here so I can just start layering all these items and really make it look outstanding and one of a kind. So here's a tag that I started already, kind of get an idea where I wanted to go. Just a die cut for these tags, and it's unbranded. And I just purchased this recently from Temu. Very reasonable, and it cuts very nicely. Got a lot of variety, a lot of sizes here. So I definitely would recommend this if you like die cutting. Some of these items I bought recently at Hobby Lobby during their big February sale. This is one of the items. The stickers that I've used in this project are also from Hobby Lobby from that sale. So dragged those out and have some ribbon and some lace. Low around, and I got my box of pretty sparkly things here. I purchased this box on Temu recently, and this just organizes a lot of my little blingy items, and it's easy to just grab and just kind of pick and choose what I want to put on the projects. I highly recommend organizing your little finds this way. Here's a sticker pack that I'm using today. And you can see that I got a really good deal on this at Hobby Lobby. Originally $8.99, got it for $2.24. I bought these also off of Temu. I've recently got a lot of craft items off of there. It's just hard to really beat the price and the quality of some of these craft items. I went ahead and also linked out some of these tags that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's got "with love" on one side, but I decided to use the other side. And you can paint these, put stickers on, bling them out, make them different. And I used the flower die cut also. And all the leftover cardstock from the patterns, I went ahead and cut out these flowers, and I started gluing them together, and we'll glue some together here. But I thought these turned out really cute. Put a little bling on top there. Most of the things that that I get from Temu on this line are usually around $1 or less. So let's just go ahead and start putting this together. Now it's easier if you can punch any holes into stuff to do it before you put this window in, and I forgot to do that. So you can either just glue your tie on or use Velcro, but I am going to use a brad to tie this envelope closed. So I still want a hole in here. So I have a tool from my rivet kit that makes little holes. And so I'm just going to put a little hole right there where I need it. So let me show you how that's done. So I'm just going to mark where the middle of my front panel is. So it's about almost 3.5 inches across. So that goes to about 1 3/4. I put a marker right there, and also going to put a mark here. A couple other things I cut out to maybe put on these projects. And this is what we're going to tie the twine around, are these little circles here. And I was just going to layer this up. Go right on here. One on the bottom and one on the top flap. Hole in the center of each of these. And here's the brads I'm going to use. I found this pretty green color. These also came from Temu and all assortment of colors. And it's black and gold. I just grabbed some scraps in my scrap box. Decided to use those to help bling this up a little bit. The ephemera doesn't have to be plain and boring and dull colors. You can add bright things to it like I'm doing. Just make it all your own. What I usually do when I punch any holes, you need a hard surface. So I got this free sample at Home Depot over in the flooring section, and I use this as my stamp board. So it's nice and small. Best thing, it's free. And so I get my hole punch and line it right over that hole that I want to make, and just get a hammer, one little punch, and you have your hole. See that right there? That turned out perfect. Let's set that over to the side, and I'm just going to line these up and do the same with these. Just kind of do like an assembly line here. Now I want small holes for this brad, because I don't want to wiggle around a lot. Let's work on these tags last. I'm just going to set these over to the side. What I'd like to work on before we put this all together is glue these flowers together, because these will need to dry just a little bit. And I have them kind of set out and in a production line ready to glue together. Okay, let those dry for a little bit. Now, did you know if you don't have the color that you want, you can color your clear rhinestones? It's like a Sharpie or your alcohol markers, something that will dry easy and stay on acrylic or plastic. So what I'm going to do is grab this green alcohol marker and just kind of go over some of these items and see how it gives that faint green look. So this is a nice option if you don't want to use clear rhinestones, but you have some, and put those to use, and it gives a light little color to it. Okay, let's start putting this together. First thing I'm going to do is start putting these elements together for the brad to go in. I'm going to glue this one down. This will give it the project a little bit more stability. Full circles that the trine's going to wrap around is going to be used a lot. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the back of this here. So if you're going to reinforce something, as well make it part of your design. And I'm just going to line that up right there where that hole is. And that just gives an extra layer of visual interest. Now these two are going to be free floating. Grab one of my brads, and I'm just going to put that down inside there. Okay. Now I'm just going to slide this brad right inside that opening down here at the bottom. Turn this because I don't want these little metal pieces coming up into the window at all. I'm going to open this up. You don't want it so tight that you can't wrap the twine around, but you want it nice and secure too. There we go. Now I don't like, so I like to cover these brads up in case when you put a tag or paper in here it doesn't catch on this. So let's just get a small piece of scrap paper and just kind of cover this up. And put a nice amount of glue right there in the middle. Now we'll pull that brad into place. And I'm just going to hold it a minute. Give that time for the glue to set a bit. Alright, let's go ahead and decorate this top half. Glue this down for my reinforcement layer. And just put that right in here. You kind of gathered up all my elements that I want to put on this and kind of spaced them around, see where they look good. And I think I'll just go ahead and start gluing some of these down. And have this little element here. I put a heart rhinestone on and a little clip here. I think I'm just going to tie this to this ribbon. I think that will be a good spot for it. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this flower on. Some glue right back there. A couple of these little ones. Put one there. I'm going to put some of these rhinestones that we colored up here on the flat. Alright, I think that looks very cute. I think that's going to make a very pretty folder in my junk journal. Set that over to the side for the moment and work on these tags. This is one I had began earlier. I'm just going to put a few more elements on here. We'll start with this flower. Put it over here to the side. What I'm going to do first is go ahead and punch a hole in these two pieces of paper. I'm going to put this where I want it and then grab my hole punch. I'm going to place that in the center there. There we go. And I made a big enough hole so I can put all my ribbons and twine through. Let me go ahead and punch this one also. I got 2 pieces of twine, green and yellow, and the ribbon just came from my stash. The back first, and then one of the strings I'm going to place one of these wood things, and then on the other one I'm going to put a little charm. Here's our folder and our 3 tags. Very pretty, bright, blingy. Turned out to be some beautiful ephemera. It's your Tags can fit right down in here. And you can just go ahead and close this. And then once you get this in your book, you can glue just one side of it or two sides of it and slide your ephemera down along the side for another pocket or down through the top, and that will look so cute in your junk journal. So go ahead and use that link in the description and go to Canva, make your own frame, put your design in there. Plenty to choose from in Canva, or you can upload your own image. And go ahead and make this and let me know how it turns out. If you like what you see, please subscribe and leave a comment and a like. And I will be making more of these Canva frames in the near future, because I think it's something that can add a lot of fun and interest to your junk journal, and that you can personalize it very well that way. Please do that. I'll catch you on the next one.